All right, Nick, what did you want to play?
Well, I think today, why don't we try a mutant crime fighter?
All right, we'll go up to Origins here, and we'll choose Mutant. And we'll go down to Classes here, and we'll choose Crime Fighter.
Excellent.
And what image would you like, if any?
Well, let's get a running figure, and why don't we go with the running female, because it is 2018.
You are so correct. There you go. And I'll just print this off for you, and then you can fill it in.
Thank you.
My pleasure. All right, Nick, so you're going to make yourself a Save the Day character.
Excellent.
Right. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. All you really need to do is figure out your origin class, which you've done. We've printed off your sheet. You're going to pick your two panel powers from the mutant and or the crime fighter list, and 2 issue powers from the lists. Then you're going to have some talents and some dark secrets, and record your ability and health, and that's pretty much it.
Excellent.
So to get started, you're going to get your panel powers and for your class and your origin, and your issue powers for your class and origin, and then you're going to get your 6 talents and 3 dark secrets, and everything else from there is figured out. So let's get started. All right, Nick. So usually you get started by choosing your powers.
Okay.
It helps define your character.
Well, I'm thinking to have a character that can kind of work through shadows at a distance.
All right.
So maybe telekinesis.
Okay.
For that. Now, should I just put a check, or should I put a 1 because I'm doing 1 level of that, or...
Because you're going to have multiple ranks, it's probably a good idea to put 1.
Okay. There's a 1.
And you have 1 more panel power you can...
Well, because of the shadow issue, I'm thinking go with the crime fighter, and I am the knight.
All right.
So...
And that lets you kind of sneak up on people and be almost invisible, but not quite.
Yes.
So now...
hide in the shadow.
2 issue powers.
Let's see. What is Mastermind again?
Well, for example, Mastermind lets you come up with a big plan. So if you choose to have Mastermind as an issue power, you can get 3 points to accomplish any one specific task. So let's say you're in the middle of an issue or an adventure, and you say you're going to turn off the force shield generator. Anything you do towards that end, that's specifically turning off the force field generator, you get a +3 for the rest of the issue.
Yeah, that would be good. Now, Evolve.
Right? So essentially with Evolve, you can make a successful ability check of 9, and you can push one of your panel powers to create a brand new power equal to a rank 2 power. It can only be used for 1 encounter, and it will fade. But for example, if you had telekinesis, you could turn telekinesis into entrap. So you could actually have the shadows wrap around somebody, almost like Spider-Man's webs.
No, that would kind of fit. And better, stronger, faster.
Right. So with better, stronger, and faster, you can do an ability check, and you can double the effect of all movement and strength checks for 1 encounter.
Okay. Bonus.
Bonus is just a straight +6 any one time during an issue.
Okay. And utility belt would be, I could pull something out of the utility belt
with a successful ability check. Yeah.
All right. And analyze weakness.
Yeah, analyze.
I get a bonus.
Yeah, analyze weakness. You basically watch somebody fight or do something or whatever for at least 1 panel, and then what you do is you make an ability check, and then if you make it, you get a +3 to all rolls against that one opponent.
Okay. What was the ability check for Evolve?
9.
So that's a little more challenging.
It is, but if you take the talent powers, That gives you a +1 on your roll to your evolve roll.
Okay. And what ability am I starting with?
3.
3? Okay.
So we might as well get that started. Ability is 3,
Yes. That's a good place to start.
and health is 6. We're playing the basic level.
Yes. So that would be the scale.
Yep,
That'd be basic.
that's correct.
Okay.
So now you have your 2 panel powers chosen. Now you can choose your issue powers.
Let's see. Evolve is potentially good. It's always nice to be able to pull something out if you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it'd be kind of loosey-goosey, but could I pull something out of the shadows?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a physical belt. It could be something like where you reach into a darkness and then pull something out that has been in darkness of another location.
That might be interesting. So let's go with that.
Yeah.
So again, one for
yeah.
one. Yep. And let's go with evolve.
All right, sounds
I
good.
may want to, manipulate shadows in some way
Mm-hmm.
to modify my power at some point. So there we go.
Okay. So you got your all your powers chosen. Now you have 6 talents that you can choose from either card there.
Okay.
So you can kind of think about what you already have and what would be good. If you have evolve, powers is always a good power to or a talent to have to be able to manipulate your powers a little bit.
Well, let's take one there.
And that, yeah. So basically, that means that in a pinch, if you're not taking 6, you can basically need a 5 or a 6 to be able to get that to happen.
Okay. Now, since I'm operating at a distance also through shadows, maybe I should take accurate. Doesn't that give me a...
Marksman is what gives you range.
Marksman.
Accurate is hand to hand.
Do I have marksman here?
I don't believe the marksman is listed on those talents.
So I shall not be taking that. And accurate does... What does accurate do again?
Accurate lets you re-roll a hand-to-hand attack.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. I guess telekinesis would be distance, wouldn't it?
Theoretically, it is because it's a ranged attack.
Yes.
Even though if it's
But if I were doing it through a shadow,
mm-hmm. I would still
be considered ranged, eh?
consider that range because it's your target can't counterattack.
That's true. That's true. Probably brawling gives me...
Brawling allows you to fight hand to hand against people with weapons and still be able to counterattack.
Okay.
It's a precondition to counterattack if you're attacking somebody with a weapon.
Well, let's take one there. And counterattack probably would be good for a crime fighter.
Mm-hmm. Might not want to get hit. Maybe elusive. Something defensive might be good.
Yes.
Or toughness.
Thinking you probably don't have a defensive.
Now, if you're a crime fighter, you might want to have some deduction or some sort of crime-solving abilities too, connections.
Yes. So many good things.
Well, you got 3 more points to spend.
Let's see.
And don't forget, you can always move them around if you aren't totally happy with your first choices there.
Yes. So, probably something to protect myself. I have no particular protection except for hiding.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe elusive because of the shadows.
Okay.
And let's see. Now my damage is not too high.
That's correct. Maybe
Maybe a mighty.
you can get 1 or 2 mighties, or 1 mighty, or one rank of mighty increases the damage by 1.
Okay,
Now you still have gear to get, so you could have some sort of crime fighting gear.
that's true. Let's take 1,
Okay.
and
Now physical lets you do stunts, and that can also add to your attack.
yeah, maybe I'll take physical.
All right. Nothing from the crime fighter list.
Sadly, no. I mean, there are some things here they're redundant in both,
Right.
like counterattack.
But a good mix of powers there, right, and talents.
Yes. The mutant does have a good mix itself.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So next you go to your dark secrets. You need 3 of them, and I have a handy list of dark secrets here in case You don't know, but you might have some ideas of what
Handy list is always good.
you'd like to have.
Um,
You could have an arch enemy. You could hunt a certain type of criminal or monster or something. You could have dependents or characters that count on you.
so I could have a family,
Mm-hmm.
like parents, and
Yeah,
so should I make that clear here? What I
sure.
have?
So that
So-
dark secret is called dependent, and then you could just put in brackets family. Would that be?
And we can determine
Yeah.
who they are later.
Okay. 2 more dark secrets.
Um,
You can have social, so you could sort of, sort of a lack of sense of humor or unusual looks or mannerisms. Secret identity, which means that you have an identity which you have to keep secret.
I think with a family, secret identity would probably be a
Okay, so secret identity. What about maybe a power limitation? Maybe sometimes you can't use your power in full sunlight or something like that. That's
how about requiring shadows?
that would be good. So power limitation requires access to shadows.
Okay.
Okay, so those are your 3 dark secrets. Now, gear. So when you're getting gear, you
How many gear do I get?
well at the beginning of the game, with the gear you get three ranks of gear. With the list right here, so you can buy one rank 3, you can buy a rank 2 and a rank 1. So if you want maybe an armored costume,
Yeah, that would be good.
lightly armored costume is rank 1.
And what does that give you protection wise?
2 points of damage are stopped.
So light armor.
Yeah. And then
So
2
should-
points.
So put +2 maybe.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. You got 2 more ranks. You don't have any
Weapon.
weapon. Now you could use a hand-to-hand weapon at range with telekinesis.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a type of weapon that you were thinking of using? I've got a couple weapons here like knives and maces. Now, although it does say you have brawling, so you don't necessarily have to have a weapon to attack at range.
Now, because of the concept,
Mm-hmm.
it's telekinesis done through a shadow at range.
Right.
So if I had some sort of gauntlet or a glove that did extra damage at range, would that work?
It's problematic with having brawling and a weapon.
Yes.
So you may not want to have a weapon,
So
and maybe increase your instead of spending a point for gear, you can use those gear points to spend on talents.
okay. Well, why
So-
don't we do that?
You could bump up mighty by 1 rank,
Okay.
and maybe add something there.
So should I mention that in the gear notes that I put
No.
them into? Just do it?
Just put it on there.
Okay.
So there's a bit of flexibility when you make up your character with your
So
gear.
how many points do I have then?
So you have 2 gear points left, and each gear point is the same as a talent point.
So one per one?
Yep.
Okay. So if I put one more into mighty.
Mm-hmm. Now, how do you get around? Is there? You have basically 1 point.
Yes.
You could get something like a grapple gun. Telekinesis doesn't really let you move with telekinesis.
No, that is true.
Might be good way to get up places.
And I could evolve the telekinesis into
Mhm.
some sort of teleportation
You can,
at some point.
but you can only do that once per
Yes.
issue. So it might be even like climbing claws or something like that.
Yeah. What would that give me?
That would allow you, basically, it would give you a +1 to your physical roll as you're climbing up the side of the wall.
Okay, and I can use physical to help me climb.
That's right.
Okay. Now, what if I just put another one into physical?
Well, that could let you do all kinds of things then as well. You could do some stunts with that as well.
So, why don't I try that?
Okay. So yeah, sometimes gear isn't necessary for a superhero, or doesn't make sense for certain concepts. Now, as the game progresses, you will get experience points, and you'll be able to buy more talents and gear. And sometimes you come across gear during an issue that you can pick up and use.
Here, I have a thought.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in terms of the light armor,
Mm-hmm.
what if I made it so it requires that I wrap myself in shadow? So the gear is something that I have to.
Well, that can be part of your power limitation there. So, so if you wanted, you could indicate that is a limited gear.
Okay, and what does that mean then?
So it's tied to your powers.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that give me any bonus on would it give me any more points here, or is it
Well, it can't be taken away from you then.
okay?
See, armor can be taken away from you, or you can lose armor in certain roles, like such as wildcard effects.
Yeah, so it's a limit, and it's also an advantage in some ways.
It balances off.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough. That works.
Okay.
So, where do we go from here?
Well, looks like we have to calculate your hand-to-hand range defense, hand-to-hand damage, range damage, and armor numbers, and we'll do that next. All right,
Okay.
and then we'll start a game. Oh, you also need a character name.
Yes.
So we'll get going on that before we start playing.
Excellent.